Wyoming, also known as the Equality State. Situated in the western region of the United States, boasts diverse and stunning natural landscapes, a rich cultural heritage, and a thriving economy. What makes Wyoming incredible are its geography, people, government, economy, interesting facts, and historical significance. From its majestic mountain ranges, such as the Rocky Mountains and the Bighorn Mountains, to its iconic national parks like Yellowstone and Grand Teton, Wyoming offers breathtaking views and abundant opportunities for outdoor activities. Its fertile lands and favorable climate support agriculture and ranching, making it one of the top beef-producing states in the nation. Additionally, Wyoming's energy sector plays a pivotal role in meeting the country's energy needs, with its vast reserves of coal, oil, and natural gas. Wyoming's population may be relatively small compared to other states, but its cultural diversity and Native American heritage contribute to its unique identity. The state government operates under a democratic system, with a strong emphasis on individual liberties and limited government intervention. Wyoming's economy thrives not only on its natural resources but also on its flourishing tourism industry, attracting visitors from around the world to experience its natural wonders and cultural festivals. Now we have prepared a list of the top 6 reasons why Wyoming is like the old America. Number 6, stargazing is easy in Wyoming. With the lowest population in the United States and even lower light pollution, Wyoming has some of the darkest night skies in the country. City lights in highly populated areas make the night sky brighter, making it difficult, if not impossible, to see the starry skies. Since Wyoming's light pollution is so low, the night skies are particularly magical. This allows people to see planets, stars, nebulae, and even galaxies. With an elevation averaging 6,700 feet above sea level, Wyoming is much closer to the sky. Being higher in elevation means that they are looking through less atmosphere, making the sky's features clearer. Summer weather in Wyoming makes it easy to plan on clear skies for a night under the stars. Wyoming's low humidity and predictable summer weather make for frequent cloudless night skies. With endless amounts of undeveloped lands, it is easy to find the perfect spot for stargazing. With 12 state parks and 6 national parks, monuments, and sites, you won't have trouble finding a spot to set up your telescope and settle in for the night. Number 5, national parks and monuments. The Yellowstone National Park is world's first and foremost national park. 2 contrasting elements have combined to produce this area of natural wonders: a land born in the fires of thundering volcanoes and since sculptured by glacial ice and running water. The park features the world's most extensive area of geothermal activity. Thousands of hot springs dot thermal basins. Geysers hurl thousands of gallons of boiling water into the air. Hissing steam vents punctuate valley floors. And petrified tree stumps, remnants of a primeval forest buried by volcanic ash, stand starkly on eroded mountainsides. This thermal theater had its beginning in an enormous volcanic eruption thought to have occurred about 600,000 years ago. Heat from a huge reservoir of molten rock, which produced the massive eruption, remains relatively close beneath the surface, sustaining the spectacular hot water and steam phenomena for which the park is famous. The Grand Teton National Park is Wyoming's smaller national park. Grand Teton lies south of Yellowstone. Known worldwide for its breathtaking beauty, the Teton Range thrusts abruptly from the floor of the Jackson Hole Valley, nearly 1.5 miles seemingly straight up into the skies. The Devil's Tower National Monument is nation's first national monument. Devil's Tower looms prominently over the Belfourche River in a place where the pine forests of the Black Hills merge with the grasslands of the rolling plains. This imposing formation is a stump-shaped cluster of rock columns. For centuries, Devil's Tower played an important role in the legend and folklore of Indian people. It became a landmark to stalwart explorers and travelers pushing their way west from the Black Hill region. Number 4, the climate. Wyoming's outstanding features are its majestic mountains and high plains. Snow accumulates to considerable depths in the high mountains, and many of the streams fed by the melting snow furnish ample quantities of water for irrigation of thousands of acres of land. The snowmelt also furnishes the water to generate electric power and for domestic use. Rapid runoff from heavy rain during thunderstorms causes flash flooding on the headwater streams. And when the time of these storms coincides with the melting of the snowpack, the flooding is intensified. When overflow occurs in the vicinity of urban communities situated near the streams, considerable damage results. Because of its elevation, Wyoming has a relatively cool climate. Above the 6,000 feet level, the temperature rarely exceeds 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The warmest parts of the state are the lower portions of the Bighorn Basin, the lower elevations of the central and northeast portions, and along the east border. The highest recorded temperature was 114 degrees Fahrenheit on July 12, 1900, at Basin in the Bighorn Basin. For most places away from the mountains, the mean minimum temperature in July ranges from 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Of course, the mountains and high valleys are much cooler, with average lows in the middle of the summer in the 30s and 40s, with occasional drops below freezing. In the wintertime, it is characteristic to have rapid and frequent changes between mild and cold spells. Usually there are less than 10 cold waves during a winter, and frequently less than half that number for most of the state. Most cold waves move southward on the east side of the divide. Sometimes only the northeast part of the state is affected by the cold air as it slides eastward over the plains. Many of the cold waves are not accompanied by enough snow to cause severe conditions. Early freezes in the fall and late in the spring are characteristic. This results in long winters and short growing seasons. However, it is a county of rapid changes through the fall, winter, and spring seasons, with frequent variations from cold to mild periods. The average growing season for the principal agricultural areas is approximately 125 days. For most of the state, sunshine ranges from 60% of the possible amount during the winter to about 75% during the summer. Mountain areas receive less, and in the wintertime, the estimated amount over the northwestern mountains is about 45%. In the summertime, when sunshine is greatest, not only in time but also intensity, it is characteristic for the mornings to be mostly clear. Cumulus clouds develop nearly every day and frequently blot out the sun for a portion of the afternoons. Because the altitude provides less atmosphere for the sun's rays to penetrate, and because of the very small amount of fog, haze, and smoke, the intensity of sunshine is unusually high. The average relative humidity is quite low and provides delightful summer weather. Hailstorms are the most destructive type of local storm for this state, and every year damage to crops and property from hail amount to many thousands of dollars. Occasionally, a hailstorm will pass over a city and cause severe damage. Most of the hailstorms pass over the open rangeland and damage is slight, although in small areas of crop-producing land, some farmers occasionally lose an entire crop by hail. Tornadoes occur, but records show they are much less frequent and destructive than those that occur in the Midwest. The relatively small amount of destruction is partly since most of Wyoming is open range country and sparsely populated. However, records show that tornadoes which occur are somewhat smaller and have a shorter duration. Many of them touch the ground for only a few minutes before receding into the clouds. Snow falls frequently from November through May, and at lower elevations is light to moderate. About 5 times a year on the average, stations at the lower elevations will have snowfall exceeding 5 inches. Falls of 10 to 15 inches or more for a single storm occur, but are infrequent outside of the mountains. Number 3. The wildlife will attack. Home to Yellowstone National Park, the Grand Tetons, and Jackson Hole, the state of Wyoming is a prime destination for hikers, bikers, hunters, skiers, and outdoor enthusiasts from all walks of life. With its pristine landscapes and millions of acres of public land, however, comes an abundance of wildlife. Wild animal attacks on humans are quite rare, but that doesn't mean we should ever take safety for granted when recreating outdoors. The Rocky Mountain Range is home to both black bears and grizzly bears. While both species can attack humans, grizzlies are larger and generally more dangerous. Grizzlies are powerful predators with the potential for aggression, especially when surprised or protecting their cubs. There are several species of venomous snakes in Wyoming, including 2 types of rattlesnakes. The prairie rattlesnake is most found in northwest Wyoming and can grow to lengths of up to 5 feet. The endangered midget faded rattlesnake, on the other hand, can only be found in the southwestern corner of the state. Both types of rattlesnakes are venomous, and their bites can cause pain, swelling, and potentially serious health complications. These snakes will generally only attack if provoked or threatened, so the best way to avoid danger is to stay aware while in their habitat. Mountain lions, also called cougars, inhabit Wyoming's mountains and foothills. They generally avoid humans, although habitat encroachment has led to increased contact with the big cats in recent decades. While moose may seem docile, they are among the largest and most powerful mammals in North America. If a moose feels threatened or is with its calves, it may become aggressive toward humans and other animals. Moose can weigh more than 1,000 pounds and stand taller than many adult humans. They can run very quickly and may charge if provoked. During late September and October, bull moose may be aggressive toward humans, as this is their mating season. In the late spring and early summer, cow moose may have calves with them and will attack to protect their young. The American bison, more commonly called buffalo, roam freely in Wyoming's national parks and grasslands. Despite their seemingly placid demeanor, bison can be unpredictable and charge when they feel threatened. The wolf was reintroduced to the greater Yellowstone ecosystem in the late 90s. Like most other wildlife, wolves are not generally a danger to humans. They will avoid you if they can. Yellowstone wolves have never caused a human fatality. Wolves may, however, try to kill livestock or pets if they cannot find other prey. They can also become habituated to people, making them more likely to cause harm. A wolf can run up to 37 miles per hour at top speed. Single wolves have been known to kill larger prey, such as bison, using their sharp teeth and powerful jaws. Number 2. Extractive industries are a big part of the Wyoming economy. Wyoming's economy differs greatly from that of the other states. The economy of Wyoming is heavily tied to mineral extraction, tourism, and agriculture. Minerals of major importance to the state are coal, oil, gas, and trona. Important agricultural commodities in the state are livestock, hay, barley, wheat, sugar beets, and wool. The mineral extraction industry is Wyoming's most important industry. The industry remains a major economic driver of the state despite oil and gas production declining since the 1970s. The main mineral commodities of Wyoming include coal, natural gas, crude oil, coal bed methane, uranium, and trona. Wyoming is the top coal-producing state in the U.S. The state possesses the largest coal resources in the nations, with an estimated reserve of 68.7 billion tons of coal. The Green River Basin and the Powder River Basin are some of the major coal areas in Wyoming. Wyoming produces crude oil that is utilized as a motor fuel and in the manufacture of plastics, paints, and synthetic rubber. Natural gas in Wyoming is utilized in domestic, commercial, and industrial heating. Coal bed methane is extracted from the Wyoming coal bed seams. Mining of coal bed methane provides another means of natural gas extraction. Coal bed methane is mined in the Powder River Basin. Wyoming is home to the world's largest known reserve for trona. Trona is utilized in the manufacture of soap, glass, paper, pharmaceuticals, water softeners, and baking soda. Wyoming also has substantial uranium deposits, estimated to account for a third of the total reserves in the U.S. Even though uranium mining has been much less active in recent years, the recent increase in the price of uranium has generated new interest in uranium mining. Number 1. Its national forests. Bighorn National Forest, established in 1897, contains 1.1 million acres within an area roughly 80 miles long and 30 miles wide. The 195,000-acre Cloud Peak wilderness pays tribute to the highest peak in the Bighorn Mountains. This rugged wilderness resulted from glacial action that formed U-shaped valleys, leaving vertical walls up to 1,500 feet in height. Black Hills National Forest contains 175,000 acres in Wyoming and another 1 million acres in neighboring South Dakota. The Lakota Sioux called these hills Pahasapa, or hills that are black, because the ponderosa pine slopes are dark when seen from the plains. The pine, spruce, aspen, and oak forests provide habitat for various wildlife, including elk, white-tailed deer, and turkey. Bridger-Teton National Forest is the second largest national forest outside Alaska, encompassing more than 3.4 million acres. High elevations, varied topography, interesting geological formations, an incredible array of wildlife, and the famous Jackson Hole elk herd combine to make this an exciting place to visit. The Teton Wilderness lies immediately south of Yellowstone National Park and is home to grizzly bears and great hunting and fishing. The Bridger Wilderness on the west slope of the Wind River Range north and east of Pinedale is widely used by backpackers throughout the summer and fall. The Gros-Ventre Wilderness is a mountainous area located east of Jackson and is a mecca for those seeking a less crowded experience. Medicine Bow National Forest spreads through 5 southeastern counties and consists of more than 1 million acres, as well as the Thunder Basin National Grassland in northeast Wyoming. The origin of Medicine Bow is legendary and relates to the Indian tribes who inhabited southeastern Wyoming and made their hunting bows of mountain mahogany found there. Medicine Bow National Forest includes the Snowy Range, which owes its name to the snowfields that remain there throughout the summer, and is home to 4 wilderness areas: Platte River, Houston Park, Encampment River, and Savage Run.